Hello, guys. In a well known tale from the Greek mythology, Homer tells the story of Ulysses, a respected warrior that is returning from the Trojan War. Goddess Circe warns Ulysses about the sirens, beautiful creatures of the sea whose songs bewitches men but lures them to their death. Ulysses, heeding her advice, instructs his men to plug their ears with beeswax so they do not hear the siren songs. But Ulysses is curious and wants to hear the siren songs. So he tells his men to tie him to the mast of the ship and orders them not to follow his command under no circumstance while passing through the sirens' rocky islands. So Ulysses gets to hear the songs of the sirens and everybody survives. Great story, right? Now go back to the present. Have you gone grocery shopping with an empty stomach? What? An empty or full stomach doesn't make a difference? Okay. Did you end up purchasing too much food, even buying products that you wouldn't normally buy? Why do we tend to overestimate our self control? Today, in Deciding How to Decide, we will talk about the restraint bias. Take the wax out of your ears. And what exactly is it? A restraint bias is a tendency to overestimate the level of control we have over our impulsive behaviors. We miscalculate how much temptation we can handle. Let's see some examples. It is easy to say you will become vegetarian after watching a powerful documentary. It is hard to say no to a juicy burger when you have it in front of you. It is easy to tell your colleagues at the office that you will quit drinking when there are no drinks around. Hard not to drink when your conversation partner at the restaurant is having a drink. It is easy to say that you won't overspend even though you just signed up for a high spending limit credit card. Hard to keep your spending in check once Christmas Eve arrives. And why does it happen? We underestimate the power of temptation while we overestimate the power of our self-control. It's not the same thinking about a package of Chips Ahoy than having the package of Chips Ahoy in front of you. When we're not hungry, call it the cold state, it's easy to say that you won't take cookies from the jar. When you are hungry, call it the hot state, it's hard to say no to cookies. We get overconfident that we can fight temptations, so we put ourselves in harm's way. A temptation? Bring it on. I am strong. I can resist it. An alcoholic might underestimate the power of his addiction and go to a social event where alcohol is served, thinking he won't fall for the urge to drink. He might end up in a bad situation. And why it is important? When we overestimate our restraint capacity, we might engage in the very behavior we try to avoid. The closer we get to the fire, the more likely we get burned. Having said so, not having a correct estimation of your restraint capacity can make you fall into addictive behaviors like unhealthy eating, infidelity, overspending, gambling, smoking, drug use, and more. And what can you do about it? First, take an inventory of the areas in your life influenced by impulsiveness and lack of restraint. The better you know yourself, the better the choices you will take. Second, keep the source of temptation as far away as possible. If you want to avoid sweets, recognize your temptation for them and don't put chocolate cake in your fridge. And remember, don't underestimate temptation. In an Oscar Wilde 4-act comedy, Lady Windermere's Fan, presented for the first time in London in 1892, one of its characters says, "I can't resist anything except temptation." Now, a disclaimer. Remember, this video is not the last word regarding the restraint bias. Its goal was to ignite your interest in this topic so you do your own research. Send us your feedback so we can continue with this conversation. Time to go. See you next time. Thank you.